Hopefully you've seen it around today as well, because it is Go Red for Women Day, a day to try to raise more awareness regarding women's heart health.
Our 9 health expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, is a cardiologist, so this day is close to her heart in more ways than one. Dr. Kohli, we're so glad you're here to talk about this. Tell us first, for people that say, oh yeah, I know it's Go Red Day, tell us the history about it and what it really represents and what's the purpose.
Guys, you look great in your red, and I'm so excited to talk about this topic today. So in 2004, the American Heart Association realized we have something wrong when it comes to women, because we're losing 500,000 women a year. And despite all the advances we've made in science, we're not saving women's lives and women's hearts. So we have to do better. And that's where this initiative really came from. And the idea here is to empower and to educate. So we're really going to teach other women, and I want each of you to talk to a woman in your life today about heart disease symptoms from what you learn today, and we're going to educate women so that we can save their hearts and save their lives.
Yeah, there's been so much talk about it that women's heart issues tend to stay under the radar, both in the way women report as well as the way doctors view this. So educate us a bit. What are the most common types of heart diseases that we find in women?
So the most common heart disease in women is the same as in men, actually. It's the heart disease in the big highways of the heart. But women also get other types of heart disease that we don't see as often in men. So in addition to those heart disease blockages in the highways, women also get blockages in their side roads or the little blood vessels that don't always show up on an angiogram or a test. Women can have problems related to pregnancy, because pregnancy is said to be the first stress test that a woman's heart ever has. And a lot of women fail that stress test. So they can have cardiomyopathy or weakening of the heart muscle after pregnancy. They can have high blood pressure or diabetes that develops during pregnancy. And then women also, as they age and their hearts get older, they tend to get a stiffness in the heart that happens more commonly than it does in men.
And so often we hear about this. Women tend to be the ones that kind of carry the load in a lot of things in life, and sometimes ignore symptoms. The symptoms are different too.
They are very different, and it's really important. This is the educate part, where we have to tell the women in our life that they can get chest pain for sure, but sometimes it's very subtle. It's not an elephant sitting on the chest. It could just be a fullness in their chest. But more commonly, they also get other types of symptoms that they might blow off and think is not related to a heart attack, like heartburn that's severe, nausea, back pain, fatigue, shortness of breath, things that you may not necessarily associate with a heart attack. But for women, we really need to keep that radar up to think about these symptoms, get help early, because one of the reasons women do worse than men is because they delay in presentation.
So what about risk factors? What are some of the differences between what men and women face as far as those risk factors?
You know, Tom, I've always said it's hard to be a woman, and it's so true when it comes to heart disease. It is, right, Kim? Yeah. So not only do we have like the original risk factors, so we have obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, but those risk factors confer higher risk to us than they do to men. So the risk for each of those risk factors, for example, smoking or high triglycerides, is significantly more amplified in women. But then we also have these unique risk factors that men don't have that are related to our menstrual cycle. So, when we started menopause, whether we got menopausal hormone replacement therapy, how many pregnancies we've had, if any abnormal findings show up on our mammograms, that could actually predict risk for us as well. So a whole bunch of unique risk factors that men don't even have to think about.
So wear red and pay attention. That is fascinating stuff that I think as a man, a lot of times you don't consider it until Dr. Kohli tells you. Think about it. Pay attention.
So more importantly, for your Valentine's Day, you talk to somebody about heart disease.
And
that's easy.
That's in March this year, isn't it?
Okay. Dr. Kohli, you've taught us a lot. We're going to share that information. We're going to pass it on.
Thanks, Dr. Kohli. Have a great weekend. We'll be right back.